Looking through the lens, opinions of three friends. Looking through the lens, sometimes they don't make sense.
Mr. Zephyros,
Yep.
Mr. Patronus Gold to the left of Zephyros,
Also the handsome guy, mate.
also the handsome guy.
Yeah.
And today we have a absolute sexy beast in the studio. Because as you probably know by the thumbnail and title, we're reviewing a Russian film. And since we do not have a Russian translator or Russian person, we got the next best thing. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Grayson!
It's good to be here, guys. Although I'm not as good as the OG, I'm almost there.
And thank you for being here, Grayson. So,
Welcome.
yes, as we said, Russian film. Today we are reviewing Guardians, the Russian ripoff of the Avengers. We will get onto that in a bit. Yeah, directed by Andrzej, produced by Serik, along with, I am going to butcher these names, Gilvon Andresian, Vladimir Polyakov, Max Oleynikov, and Nikita Algunov.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. Starring Anton Pampushny as Asus, Sanja Madi as Khan, Sebastian Sisak as Lear, Alina Lanina as Xenia,
Valeria?
Valeria Shkirando as Mayor Elena Larina, along with some other names. Who's Drax, by the way?
I don't
So
have
we
the...
refer to the antagonist as Drax
Yes.
throughout the film, by the way.
He has a long name, so let's just call him Drax.
Professor August Kuratov?
No, that's a
Is
fucking
that
old
the
man.
name of the guy?
Oh no, it's Stanislav Shirin as August Kuratov, who's the main antagonist.
Yes.
There we go. Go through that. Sorry to any Russians watching this. I absolutely butchered that.
By the
Okay.
way, the Russian name for the film is
Zucchini.
Защитники. Flawless pronunciation.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Защитники.
Yeah.
I think.
Also. All right. So, shall we move straight on
We
with
should.
the acting? I think we all loved the character of Khan.
Oh, banger, mate, banger.
Yes, mate.
Absolute legend.
So yeah, I think we all agree that Khan was a standout performance in terms of acting.
Very cool kid.
He fit his character well, yeah. Shall we talk about Bearman or Wildman as he's called, Asus?
Well, Bearman made a few jokes, mate, so
Yeah.
kudos to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do
Anything
we
else?
feel like the Xenia, who's the water woman, kinda was a little bit lucky?
Well,
'Cause I
it
kinda
might be
got
just
that
the
impression.
writing, mate.
Oh yeah, now that I think about it, maybe yeah, a tiny bit.
A little bit.
But not too, it didn't really distract too much from what was going on.
Yeah.
I think it's also because she didn't have as many like solo scenes in the movie. It didn't really affect it as much, so it's pretty hard to tell.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about the main antagonist, Mr. Kuratov?
I'd say Drax is a funny guy.
I think
Yeah.
his performance was a tiny bit below average though.
Yeah, as a villain, he's a bit like not really villainy villain. He's just like an evil guy.
But he
Yeah.
has one of the best lines in the entire movie at the very end.
Yeah.
True.
Oh yeah.
Maya Elena, or otherwise known as
Major,
Scarlett Johansson by us.
Oh yeah, she's the Russian version of Scarlett Johansson. Like they
Actual
They're
like
Russian.
Russian, but
yeah.
yeah, I'd say so.
She is the Nick Fury of this movie, basically, right?
So personally, I found it's not to do with the performance. I guess it's more to do with the actual story and stuff. I didn't really like the character.
I feel like we should also mention that the version of the film we watched, because obviously we don't understand Russian, so we had to read what was it? Just like subtitles that were put into Indonesian and then put into English again with pretty bad translation between the Indonesian and the English. So take whatever we say with a tiny grain of salt because we kind of get what's going on. Maybe there were some details left out in the subtitles because the subtitles were kind of iffy at times, but yeah. Anything else to say about acting?
No.
That's good.
Understood. All right. In which case, we'll get on to the writing. How do we feel about the writing of this film?
The film was written by Andrei Gavrilov. Yeah.
Yep.
Say that. Personally, we've already sort of said it. It's very much a ripoff of like Avengers and stuff. It borrows so many cliches from Hollywood superhero films and stuff. It was also pretty shittily written, but that might have been just also because of the bad translation. But even then, I think it was still kind of poorly written.
Yeah. Even because we saw some IMDb comments, in which we found one user comment about this film, but he did say that yes, they did attempt to make jokes, but they didn't make much.
There were like 2 jokes that I laughed at in this film.
The brush.
The borscht, yes.
Yes.
I won't get into too much detail before spoiler zone.
But yeah,
I feel like they used a lot of. They did like the Star Wars effect with the. I don't know what you call it, like the most recent one, where they just like pull things out of their ass and then just use it as a plot point.
Yeah, I believe it's actually a cinema term, pull things out of their ass.
I also
like a
complain
one thing.
about there's a lack of like fleshing out of each character's backstory.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They mentioned the Cold War and that's how they got their powers, but that's about it. They're like, these guys got it from the Cold War, and then they're trying to fight this one dude, and that's it. Avengers movies. These group of superheroes don't have their own movie before the Avenger movie, so.
Shit, my Discord's not working. Give me a second.
Oh shit.
Oh. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, so-
All right. I'll play some elevator music while we wait.
Welcome back. As I was
You
saying,
good?
yes. Like you know how in the Avengers movies, like most of the heroes in the Avengers have their own movie before the Avengers.
Yeah.
See, in this one, the only way they can tell their backstories through those individual scenes, which don't tell much, as Jack once said.
1.5 hour runtime. They weren't able to get that much information out to the audience.
Yeah, I feel like
I
for
agree with
this film, it's a matter of they probably saw the Avengers and were like, oh, this is a pretty sick idea, let's try this. But because they didn't have like each like single like story and solo movie to like build a foundation for the team, I guess.
Yes.
It was not enough context for the film to be like successful and like
Yeah.
entertaining.
You bring up a good point. It's just like the argument of less is more. They tried to put a lot of ideas in, but then it became too much ideas.
Yeah.
We'll get onto that in the spoiler zone as well. Anything else to say about writing?
I gotta say, the villain's motive is really vague. It's just like,
Oh, yeah,
I want to
it's
take
very
over
vague.
Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or we didn't understand the translation of the subtitles well. Or
Well, they didn't even mention it. Like, if they did, they only mentioned it once.
yeah, and I do have to agree with them. They only like mentioned that thing once. And is that all we have for our rating?
Yeah, let's go to cinematography.
Cinematography. Guys, how do you
Yes.
feel?
Cinematography.
They had some cool shots in the action scenes and whatnot.
Yeah, cinematography done by I'm gonna butcher this. Maxim Osachikoritovsky.
Nothing really special, but like standard and effective.
Yeah, they use a
Restoration.
lot of like top-down views. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But sorry.
but it's like that's it.
Yeah.
I think so. We can tie that into editing and visuals.
This
Would you like to
movie-
add anything?
I will say the CGI and editing was pretty good. There was nothing lacking in that. I think it's just the
That's-
application that was a little lacking, you know?
Yeah,
They
Yes.
could have incorporated a little more.
which we'll get onto now, because I feel like the CGI in this film, it's very obvious that this CGI is not really up to the standards of like your Marvel movies, right?
But it's
You-
one of the strong points of this movie.
True, yeah.
I mean, the bad CGI is good though.
Yeah.
Because you get a bear with a minigun.
Yes.
Another standout CGI bit, Khan's shadowy thingy. Shadowy speed up thing.
Oh, those yeah, his vanishing effect is actually really cool.
Yeah, that worked really well.
It
Adds
looks
to
like
his coolness.
Nightcrawler from
Yeah. And I
Yes.
was gonna say Lear with his the electricity effects basically. They
Oh, yeah,
were
and his
standouts
rocks.
as well.
His rocks are his
I
floaty
thought the
rocks,
rocks
right?
were pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, except for like some big set pieces with the CGI, I don't think there's much else that really
Mate,
stood out for
You
us.
missed the elephant in the room, or should I say, the bear in the
The
room.
bear.
The bear.
But
That's-
that was like that wasn't good CGI. That was like very bad
But it's-
CGI. But like it was good at the same time because it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I won't go too much into details right now, but yes, go on. You're saying something again?
Oh yeah. I was gonna add a lot of the scenes with the SWAT and Black Ops dudes. I think they were also like CGI because you can't. It's easier to do because you don't have to see their face, and because of that, it looks a lot like COD
Stunt
game,
doubles.
like COD cutscenes and whatnot, because of like the weird frame rate thing going on.
So we'll just quickly finish off with the music. Music was done by Georgy Zeryakov. I think that's how you pronounce it. All right. Now, the one comment we saw on IMDb, the only quote from him: "Only one good thing is a song in the beginning."
I don't
So,
even
Very hype.
the English song.
The English song, yes. I'm not sure if we can find the name of that Indian song. In English song. What is happening? Yes. So
Like the general movie soundtrack, I don't remember most of it, so it's not really memorable.
if that's all we have to say about music, I think we can move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Y'all ready? No. Spoiler zone.
Welcome to the spoiler zone.
All right.
Timestamp to the final verdicts over here. Put that in, Sunny.
Of
And,
course. And yes, let's get down to business. Okay, we'll go through like general like major plot points, I think, and then compare it. Sound good?
Okay. The military introduces us to Patriot, which is like Shield in the Avengers. In Metal Gear, they also have a group called the Patriots, which is like Big Boss's thing.
Right.
Ooh.
So yeah, the water woman, water
Oh yeah,
lady.
let's talk about the powers and shit.
Yeah.
They first
Basically,
recruited.
Jane Grey
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
from Fantastic Four.
No,
Then-
no. Invisible Woman from Fantastic Four.
Oh,
Wait,
yes.
Jean Grey's like.
Wait. Oh my god.
There's a moment like this in all of our reviews.
I am tripping balls, yes. Do you want to take over, Jack?
Okay. So Xenia is basically now I'm confused. Invisible Woman from Fantastic Four because she can turn her body into water and has the power of invisibility.
Yes.
We've got
Rockman.
so yeah, he controls earth and stone. What does that remind you guys of?
My cock.
The Rock Bender. No, not Rock Benders. Earth Benders, my bad.
Moving on.
Would it be the Thing?
That's what I was thinking. Because when he
Yes.
kind of gets the rock suit on him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mr. Bear Guy, so it's basically the equivalent of the Thing in terms of the Fantastic Four.
But he's more
Except
like the
he's a
Hulk.
big bear with a minigun.
Yes.
And a bit of the
Yeah.
Hulk as well mixed in there.
Because he transforms and he's a smart dude, apparently.
Oh, also quickly to add on to Lernick, Whiplash, anyone?
Well, later
Yes.
on, he gets the
He
lightning
gets an
whip.
electric whip made out of rocks.
That totally rocks, dude.
Yes.
Round of applause.
And
Scum
our
should
last-
do a round of applause.
Guardian is what's his name? Ninja Man.
Can't
Khan.
mate.
Khan, yeah. Genghis Khan.
So, would you say he's based off? Because Grayson brought up the name Moonblade when we were watching. So basically, Moon Knight and Blade both from Marvel.
I mean, I think that's just Grayson coming up with a name. I don't think he has anything to do with those characters at all. Because
Well, yeah,
No.
his ability to
definitely-
teleport around is like
Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler. Yeah.
Was there a bit of Batman in there? I'd say.
Yes. So speaking of Batman, when the Guardians are first collected together to do like a small task force attack on Baby Drax's base, you know what Baby Drax does to Lernick?
What?
He does what Bane does to Batman.
Yeah.
Crack on the knee, crack his back.
Yeah, directly taken from, I think, the Dark Knight Returns comic.
And somehow he recovers pretty quickly.
Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, but it was based on the comic.
Oh yeah.
And actually, this is a
But yeah.
reference to when Jack told a joke so bad that it literally broke my back. That did not
Jack
happen.
broke your back. Where are we going with this?
That was unfunny.
We are in spoiler zone, so we gotta talk about it. We should also mention that Xenia was a lady. Does not remember much of. Doesn't remember anything about the other people.
Well, that was her motive to join the gang, remember? Yeah, maybe I could
Yes.
find my memory. But
So
that,
yeah,
I guess that kind of happened in the end where she's like, yo, I remember banging you.
yeah. It's okay, bro.
Specifically when he was in his bear form. So think
Yes.
Oh,
about that.
Yeah, that's saying something.
And they regroup to get new suits and whatnot, right?
Also, like we said, she is actually Black Widow.
Yes.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Also, the changes in the hair, which now that I think of it, Avengers could have ripped that off of Guardians. The Black Widow changing her hair all the time.
Well, I mean, that's from the comics, though, right?
I don't know.
But true. I remember what I was going to talk about, the character development in the writing. Baby Drax was like, I know all of you. I know how to defeat all of you. Then they're like, nah, fuck you. We're going to go back to the Patriot base and get ourselves some cool upgrades.
Except for Bear. He just got a
Except for
minigun.
Bay. He's got a fucking minigun. Hell yeah.
Oh, I'd like to also shout out the costume design. I thought the costume design was really good.
Yes. Especially what they do with Khan.
Absolutely.
Which, now that I think of it, reminds me of like Batman armor.
Yeah, see, he's kind of like Batman.
Yeah, except he can teleport and has 2 big moon blades. Like, okay, the blades are like crescent moons.
Do you know
like,
what I mean, though? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
moonblade.
The moon
Okay,
blade.
I finally understood why you said moonblade, but we'll move on. So I don't embarrass myself further.
So basically, Drax decides to steal a tower, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then he moves it from one place to like the city for some reason, and then he puts that tower up with like wires and shit, so he can have his transmitter, and I don't know what the transmitter's for. It's just
for
there.
the big satellite in
Yeah,
space.
giant
Oh, was that
Which
his
was-
laser?
laser.
It was
I thought it was
a
the
giant cannon.
military's laser, but okay. Yeah, he
So-
has a giant laser in space, basically, to destroy.
Which was made in the Cold War apparently by Ronald Reagan.
It's all the Americans,
Ronald
is
Reagan
it?
made this cannon in the Cold War. Yeah, everyone thought it stopped working, but yeah,
I got the
it is
codes.
those.
So yeah, he took over the city of Moscow, I think, to
Actually, guys,
put up
the
the tower.
reason he did that was so they could have a big action set piece in a city, because every big action set piece
yeah.
has to have a city
yes.
at the end.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that laser came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I
It-
wasn't
it
aware of the
actually
laser
did.
till the scene where the laser popped up.
Yeah.
Alright. At that moment, the gang tries to fight him again, fight Drax again on the tower, in order to stop his satellites and whatnot. But they failed again. It seems like they always fail to stop Drax.
Noobs. What?
So they got thrown off, or they latched onto a emergency plane, and then Drax uses his what do you call it, psychokinesis powers to pull the plane down. So they all fell in the river, and they were still alive. So they gathered all their powers to do a giant kamehameha to the
Out of
tower.
nowhere.
I feel
Yeah.
was directly taken from the 2015 film Fantastic Four, which I think this is actually better than. But
Did they do a
Also, Guardians of the
kamehameha?
because that's
Galaxy.
exactly well, yeah, that
Well,
too.
was-
But exactly how
yeah.
Fantastic Four ends is they all come together, they use their powers.
To do a
Actually, there's
kamehameha?
yeah. Another thing about
Ah.
Small Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yes.
But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Um,
and they executed it worse than Guardians of the Galaxy. Not even on the same level. Guardians of the Galaxy, one of them holds the power stone. Everyone's like, we gotta help him. Bang,
Yeah.
bang, 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 in like a big dramatic sequence. In this film, they were just like, okay, group huddle, bang, we're all here together. Now make that big kamikaze.
So that managed to stop Drax with his giant transmitter tower, and that brought the tower down. And so the laser pointing thing was postponed, and they saved the day. And Drax falls down, saying his last line:
Which I can't remember what it was, but it was very funny.
"You ruined my big idea."
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You ruined my big plan. Yes.
Internalization.
Yeah.
And the movie ends with them talking, on a bridge, right? And them
Yeah.
saying, "What should we do next?" and whatnot. Then
Yeah,
the
basically
also
the
very
end of Avengers.
cliched, Avengers.
Yeah.
thing.
It's
And then-
basically
It
the
even
exact
ends
same.
with the news reports and shit from the Avengers as well.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The major lady said, "Haha, we found a new superhero for our gang." And they're like, "Cool." And then the water lady's like, "Yo, I think I remember now where I got this ring." And the bear man smiles.
Oh, isn't that cute?
But then the Waters lady, like, I'll have to think about it.
Yeah.
So
And then Batman
unfortunate.
says, "You guys aren't ready for this."
Oh yeah, he
And
did.
leaves. Sorry. Let's talk about let's talk about the box office, because this is really interesting. So it was released in 2017, right? On its
Yeah.
first day, the movie grossed 83 million Russian currency
Rubles.
and 213 million in the next 4 days. But then on its second weekend, it dropped by 90%. And then it kept dropping by another 90% every other weekend. By the way, the budget for this movie isn't a lot, though. Actually, I read that. Yeah, the budget for this movie is only 5.4 million. So I'd say
It's a profit, eh?
Yeah, they made just less than 3 times the amount, which is
that's a
healthy
success.
amount. It's a success.
Yeah, I see why people are calling it a box office. I mean, technically, I guess if it kept dropping by 90%, but it still did make its money back.
Well, I guess it's like lower than an Avengers way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it also costs way less than Avengers to make. Oh wait, yeah. Just let me add on to it. The company that made this film, Enjoy Movies, they filed for bankruptcy after the film came out.
Oh, you see it.
Yes.
Anyway, I guess it's time for our final verdicts.
Yeah. Welcome back to everyone who skipped the spoiler zone. We shall get onto final verdict. Carl, let's go, Dio. Start us off.
All right, for this one, I liked it for its action scenes and its general vibe, but writing was a bit weak. Actors were alright, but story was it was weak, not that good. Well, because of that, the execution kind of seems weak as well. But yeah, CGI was cool. Characters have cool powers and whatnot. I'm giving it a strong 5 out of 10.
All right, strong 5. Let's go, Jack. Hit us off.
Honestly, going into this, I had I thought sorry, let me start that again. Okay, upon going into this review, I had higher opinion of it, but upon dissecting it a bit more, I'm noticing the flaws a bit more. Which is fortunate. It has fun moments in it, lots of cool action, but some pretty bad CGI, but like that also adds to the charm. I liked that's what I liked about the film. I thought the acting was okay, the writing was terrible, cinematography was pretty good, the music was a bit below average, and the visuals were like I said, bad CGI, but like it was also pretty fun. The pacing was always pretty shit, and just not enough character fleshing out, so I didn't really care about the characters. Shut up, Siri. No. So all in all, I am feeling a strong 4 to a light 5 on this.
All right. I'll leave the best for last, so I'll go. Because I don't have any takes, because I agree with everything. I am going for a 4.5, right in the middle.
Yeah.
And Grayson, finish us
I
off.
will also. So basically, for me, a big reason why I thought I would like the film was because there was a big bear with a machine gun, and when you told me it was a bear with a minigun, dude, when do you ever get that? It's insane. But like, as we've discussed before, the movie is like a sponge. It has a lot of holes in it, and there's no like backstory and like foundation for this film to like stand on, like the Avengers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like, the effects were okay, the actors were good, but like, just the storyline and writing in general, it's too fast paced. It's not great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll probably give this a 4.5 as well.
By the way, I love the analogy of a sponge. It has a lot of holes in it, and it's basically soaked up everything from other films.
Exactly.
Very nice.
That is a combined average score of a 4.6 out of 10.
Transition.
You like?
Did you give this movie a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should we review next? Hit the like and subscribe. And we'll be seeing you guys in the next episode of Through the Lens.
And follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/patriotascore.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, thanks for having. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh
coming
yeah,
on,
I
dude.
forgot.
Thank you for yes.
Well, that's okay. Thanks for having me.
We keep
You're
forgetting.
welcome.
First
Green.
Arjun, we forgot. Then Jack, not Jack, Grayson, we forgot to. Yes, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. It's
Alrighty.
been like my lifelong dream to be on an episode. I've watched all your videos. I've liked every single one. And I've commented.
Thank you for being a loyal supporter.
Our most loyal viewer. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. And
And
to all the viewers of this video, thank you as well.
see you in
This
the
has
next
gone on
one.
for too long.